Okay, so this story I did not want to mention, but honestly, I remember recently about this story and it was actually disgusting. But the way the story went out was honestly hilarious and you guys are going to laugh your socks off. But before I get into it, honestly, I just want to mention that you guys should leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, because it seriously means a lot when you guys do. And on top of that, did I also mention I am currently live on Twitch streaming and telling crazy stories like this one. So, you know, click in the description down below and, you know, it helps out for you guys watching me. Like, I love you guys. I want to love you. Let me love you. Sorry. I'm getting too worked up. But anyways, let's get straight into this crazy story. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name is Bubba and welcome back to another insane story. So today's story is about something totally insane. As you guys saw the title of this video, you guys would know this is psychotic, like majorly insane. But the story starts off all in the nursery classroom of our school. So if you guys didn't see the video before, there was a girl that I knew. She was pregnant and she had a baby in her stomach at the time. And there was like a whole nursery thing. I don't know if you guys haven't seen that video, you guys can go watch it back. But this story does kind of relate to it in a way, but not exactly. You see, I remember I ended up going to the nursery and visiting because I remember I needed some extra credits for high school, and apparently babysitting slash nursing was one of them, and you could do it directly from the school. So I decided to take that chance and get my credits up while I can and help out with the nursery. I remember when I was there, I met a lot of girls there. A lot of them were, well, interesting. Honestly, one thing I will mention about high school is that getting pregnant at a teen age is a really bad thing. Like, don't get me wrong, it is a beautiful thing to have a child and stuff, but at the same time, it is weird being a teenager and getting pregnant. Listen, I see you guys on TikTok and I see all you women out there going like, teen mom, pregnant gang, pregnant check. Like, listen, that's great and all, but like, I don't know. I only see it fit having a baby when you're actually like married. Like, that's the only time I ever seen it, and I think I'm gonna keep it that way because God knows I'm not gonna have a kid when I'm like, you know, not married yet. Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. But going on though, I remember I would go into the nursery, I meet a lot of different types of girls. A lot of them, you know, had issues. A lot of them had other issues, and you know, it's not for me to explain this video what kind of issues they had. But going on, I remember there was one girl in the classroom who was majorly pregnant, like major pregnant. Like, I don't know how else to explain it other than like she was like supposed to give birth anytime during that month that I was helping and staying. And honestly, to me, like, I wasn't like really stressed out about it because, to be honest, like, I don't know much about giving birth. Like, it's not for me to give birth. All I know is that, you know, baby just goes and just like, you know, comes out. Anyways, going on, I remember I was working in the nursery, and as I was there, a lot of the girls that were there really were craving food, and they were always eating, and they were always sweating, and you know, they needed a lot of help. And on top of that, there were already some people in there who already had their babies and they were just taking care of them. So in a way, I was already babysitting, so I was taking care of pregnant women. And honestly, if you guys are pregnant and watching this video, holy cow, dude, how do you guys like eat that much, dude? Like, what? Anyway, sorry, going on with the story. I remember one time there was a pregnant girl that was in there and I was helping out for a bit, and she walks up to me and she's like, hey Bubba, like, I'm like really like needing some like water. Can you go like get me a glass of water? So I got up and I got her a glass of water. When I brought it back to her, I remember she was looking at me and she was just kind of like giving me that facial reaction of like her in pain. I remember I walked up to her, I'm like, hey, like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? She looks at me and she's like, oh, like, yeah, I'm fine. Can you just like get me like my medication in like in my backpack? I'm like, sure. So I remember I went inside this teen pregnant woman's backpack. I went inside her backpack. I instantly got out like, you know, some medication, and I just handed the bottle to her because I don't know what she needs. And instantly she takes her medication. After like 5 minutes, she was like, you know, acting all okay and stuff. So I thought the coast was clear. So I remember I ended up leaving the classroom and actually going to go see some friends real quick because, you know, every hard worker needs a break, right? Yeah, that was a big mistake. But going on, I remember as I left, the teacher also left the classroom as well. That was already in there, supposed to be helping me out and stuff and watching me. But since he left, I also left, and let's just say no one was there to actually watch over the classroom of teen pregnant women. Now, this is a part where it gets really, really like stressful, okay? Like super stressful. Anyways, I remember I went to go see my friends at the cafeteria because they were all just chilling out and stuff and hanging out in there because they had their off block. And when I was there, I was just talking to them, hanging out with them for a bit. And then all I hear from far away was, oh, yeah, it was literally a scream like that. Like, I had no idea what it was. And I remember I just see my teacher from the nursing classroom sprinting all the way down the hallway. At that point, I had no idea what was going on. So I remember I started running as well because, you know, I didn't want him to see I left the classroom as well. So we both sprinted there. And when we both got there at the same time, he looked at me all weird. He's like, why'd you leave the classroom? And I'm like, I had to go to the bathroom. When I didn't, but you know, it's the best excuse. And then all we see was a bunch of water on the ground and this woman giving birth. I remember all the kids that were like, you know, their moms were like teenagers at the time, were like screaming and freaking out. So I remember my teacher told me, okay, you watch over the woman that's giving birth. I'm gonna take the children out of the classroom and move them to another one. So literally he got all the kids and started walking them out of the classroom with their moms. And I remember I was just standing there in front of this pregnant woman going like, do you want me to do anything? Do you need any help with anything? She just looks over at me with an angry face and she's like, why did you leave the classroom? I had to go to the bathroom. For how long? Like, she just kept yelling every answer at me like I was some kind of toy. Like, hello, I'm here. I don't know what to say to her. And I remember she looks over at me again. She's like, Baba, I'm gonna need your help to get this baby out of me. I remember I looked at her. I'm like, what? Are you serious right now? And just a reminder, my teacher did the call the 911, okay? Before anyone says like, oh, why did anyone call 911 down in the comments below? We called 911, okay? They just weren't there fast enough. Anyways, I remember this girl ended up holding my hand, the pregnant woman. She's like squeezing my hand like crazy as she was like, you know, giving birth. And then I remember she's like, Baba, like, you need to do something. Like, I'm in so much pain. And from there, I don't know what happened in my mind, but I went doctor mode. Now, if you guys don't know what doctor mode is, it's basically where I get everything I learned from the show Grey's Anatomy, and I just pretend I become a doctor. Yeah, literally, that's it. So I remember what I did was I got 2 school chairs. I ended up putting it between, you know, kind of near her legs, putting her legs up in the air so she felt more comfortable. And yes, if you guys are wondering, I did have to take off her. Anyways, going on. And yeah, I basically made her in a more comfortable position where if she were to give birth, the baby would pop out. But I did put a pillow on the ground just to make sure, you know, if the baby did pop out, it would fall into a pillow. So it's safer, I guess, in a way. I don't know what I was doing, dude. I wasn't actually a doctor. And I remember I ended up holding her hand again. She's like squeezing my hand like crazy again. And she's like, okay, I gotta push. So she starts like saying she's gonna push. I don't know what she's pushing. Honestly, I just wish it was poo at this moment. And I remember I just see an ambulance guy walk in. He walks in and he's like, okay, I'm gonna need your help for this. And I'm like, what's happening? So I remember I'm standing beside this chick as we have a doctor literally inside the classroom getting ready to get this baby out that I set up for him. By the way, that was really cool of me, by the way. He literally said I did a pretty good job afterwards, but that's not the point. Going on, I remember this so vividly because it was so scary. She was screaming and the doctor was saying push over and over again. And me, she's just holding my hand, squeezing it. And I was so fed up and I was so mad because I just wanted to leave that classroom so badly, to the point where I literally looked at her and I said, give birth. Yeah, I said that like over like 10 times, I think, in that moment. And I was yelling my guts out. And yeah, wouldn't you know it? She ended up giving birth. Yeah. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It was cute. It was a boy. She gave birth to a boy. You know, to this day, me and my mom still talk sometimes. And yeah, you know, that's one of the reasons why she let me tell this story out there. So if this story was dedicated to you, it was a funny moment in our lives. I will tell you that much. And yeah, other than that, if you're a teen mom, just, you know, be careful and make sure you plan when you're supposed to give birth properly so you don't have to do it in a classroom, okay? Especially with me in it. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyways, guys, that is basically it for today's story. So make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Seriously, it means a lot when you guys do leave a like and subscribe. Like, honestly, like, I will kiss you if you do. And on top of that, did I mention that I am currently live on Twitch? So, you know, if you guys do want more crazy stories like this one, just click in the description down below and watch me live. But other than that, like I always say, fall for more embarrassing stories. All right, peace out, guys.
My name is Baba. I'm still on top of the world. Never taken with your mother. Of course, let's go. Should I make it?